and welcome back to this channel. Today I want us to explore a topic that is so dear to me, and I know it is dear to you. It is both exciting and challenging to the parents and educators of young children, and that is encouraging independence in children. I have not met an educator or an without the struggle. We all know the importance of independence to children. Teach is to become self-reliant, self-confident, self-assured, to explore the environment and at least to navigate the world around them, most of the time without us. And yet, most of the time we struggle. My name is Margaret Jeroge, and I have been an early childhood educator, training, mentoring, and this is one of the major topics that I see the struggle. I struggled with personally. Today I want us to explore why it matters, why we struggle as adults to help the children be independent, and how to help them starting today so that they can gain independence, free our own time to help them and to interact with them, connect with them in ways that matters. Before we continue, I have a favor to ask. I know you have been finding these videos encouraging and valuable, and I want to ask for a favor. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Make a comment, like the videos, turn on the notification bell so that at least you can know when a new video is being released. Let's get today in this video to show you how it is easier than you think. I wish, honestly, I had these tools when I was raising my own or when I was starting the early childhood career, because it is honestly easier than you think. I think most of the time we complicate things because we feel a particular responsibility to take care of these children who have been put into our care, either by life and of course or by career. Let's face it, each one of us, we crave independence. And in fact, lack of it leads to frustration, dependency, defiance, anger, or it leads honestly to just downright, I don't want to try anymore. Could we be aiding the children not to be doing this because we have denied them the freedom to do and to explore the many things which matters to them? One of the things I know for sure is that children are born craving independence. Children want to do things by themselves as soon as they can start. That is what they do. As soon as they can feed themselves, they want to feed themselves. Give me it, I'll feed myself. As soon as they can sit, they can crawl, they can walk, they can run. They all want to do all in independence. In fact, that includes exploring and discovering things in their environment. And it is way much easier for us to forget some of those things, that is also the crave, because sometimes we forget that children are also human. And I think one of the greatest things I ask myself is, why do we struggle? Why do we struggle even when we know this is so important? One of the things I know for sure, and I know you feel this way too, is time. We don't have time. We live in a hectic, high-speed world lifestyle that even when you don't want, you end up just doing things for children. For example, when you're walking in some place, the child is walking so slow, it's like, you know what, I'll carry you. Or I'll put you in a stroller. And it is so tempting. It is not that we are actually doing bad things to children, but of course, definitely we know for sure we are denying them the freedom. It is also very inconveniencing. You want to give children freedom? Give them the shoe in the morning to put it on, and it will take a whole entire time. And you know, children don't have the concept of time the way we know it. They don't know the distance between minute 1 and minute 30. They don't have a clue. They just take their sweet time. You tell them you want cereal or you want this kind of breakfast, and they just take their sweet time to choose. And it is so challenging for us to wait it out. It is very messy. Time and inconvenience, because of course, again, we live in a speedy world. It is messy when we allow children to do things because they do things out of order in which we would like to do. The second reason why I think we honestly struggle is because we love our children unconditionally, and we feel such great responsibility, and we secretly enjoy the being responsible to take care of this human life that we have been entrusted with. And it is very challenging because we want to make their life as much easier as we can. We do not want to see them struggle. We want them to flourish. But we don't realize that denying them the freedom, it is literally what makes them be dependent on us. The third one is the intentional satisfaction. We feel satisfied when we have helped our children and we see them, they're kind of going the way we want by doing things. So when they start receiving our help, we feel ourselves with inner accolades. Tell me whether that is what you think. We enjoy it, and we have internal conflict between helping the child and watching them struggle to finish a task or think through things, and therefore we end up doing things for them. So how can we be able to go about giving children this independence so that we honestly can free our time, where this child is not needing you and holding to your dear hands to do things for them? And remember, this is also the age of potty training. There are some things we cannot do for them, and one of those is potty training. You cannot do it for them. Now they have to do it themselves. And it is so hard if you're not used to giving them that freedom to be able to make choices. One of the things we can do, let them speak for themselves. Give them the freedom to speak. Let them give their opinion, let them give their choices, let them have their own voice. I know you have met many people when you ask the child a question, most of the time the caregiver or the parent, they'll answer. First of all, we honestly silence their voices when we are doing that. We almost teach them by default that their voice does not matter. Their opinion does not matter. That is not what we are teaching, but that is what is coming across. So what happens? The child starts being quiet. They cannot express themselves. Secondly, of course, when we speak for them, we don't speak exactly what they are thinking. We make assumptions of the things that we think they are thinking. And I don't think it is fair. When somebody is making you a part of the scenery as an adult, you don't like it. If you are there present, why is another person talking for you? You want to talk for yourself, the way you see things and the way you feel. And that is the same with the children. Let them speak. Let them own their voices. Let them own the choices they make with the words that they use. Let them know that their consequences actually with the words that they make are important. The other thing we can do to help the children be independent and start as early as you can is giving them developmental appropriate responsibilities. This can be as simple. This does not even take your time at all. It is, for example, when you're at home and you're doing meal preps, you just give them the napkins. You just tell them, go put those at the table. And you be specific and explain to them how you want it. Is it going to be perfect? No. We are not looking for perfect here. We are looking for functional, independent children who can make choices. You do that long enough, and actually you make those napkins accessible. Anytime they see you go to prep the meals, they know that is their job to go and get the napkins and start putting them out. As they continue progressing, increase the responsibility. They're putting the napkins well, give them the spoons, give them the plates. Let them handle those. Let them be able to clean up and put the dishes in the dishwasher. Or even at school, let them clean up their mess and put it in the trash can. Secondly, is what I said about the voice. Let them be there when you're making decisions that matters to them. When you're changing things, include them in the decision making. At least let them know that their voices matter, their opinion matters. And this is how we are teaching them that their voices matter in the grand scheme of things, that they belong to a community. And whatever they decide is taken seriously. So they start choosing, because guess what? When they decide whatever is, they decide if it is a play, if it is a time of play, if they don't pass the parameters, they know there is a consequence. And because they choose, they're able to take that responsibility to themselves. It's like, oh, if I say I play now and then I eat later, I may not have that time. I may be so hungry. And therefore they're able to make the decisions appropriately. Again, as they grow older, as they become better, increase the level of decision making, and take to the consideration, Johnny decided to do this, and so that is what we are going to do. Affirm to them that it is important to you. The other, teaching children problem-solving skills. In this video, I did talk about one of the things I honestly believe, having been in this field long enough, one of the skills that children need, and especially these days when there is such a great competition of time between technology and practical things. And while they can watch the videos, they can, hear things, doing the practical work is what is important. Most of the conflicts, most of the time, it happen during when they're playing together, collaborative play, and they're of course conflicting on how to go about it. Help the child own the problem. It may be that altercation they have had. It may be a difficulty in a building stuff, or they're trying to connect stuff and it is becoming hard. And helping them own that problem, then guide them into coming up with solutions, weigh the options, see the outcome could be with the different options, and guide them to choose. You're not doing them for them. It is important. They encourage thinking through problems and consider options. The other one is fostering self-reliance. Many times it is important we create time when children are not directed or guided by us. And it is hard in a classroom environment or also at home, because we want to go and check it out what it is that they are doing. In fact, around this time, the best thing you can do is to be an observer. You step back and you see them kind of figure out things. Now, this is a time where you are not requiring them to do a thing. They get to choose what to do with the materials, the equipment that you have given them. You let them figure it out. Yes, when they do that, you're not, telling them, come on, you can do it. Go ahead and do it. I need you to do this and that. No, you just put the materials out. Let them navigate, let them discover, let them explore without you asking. Now that of course has to be done also, but at the back of the mind, we need to let the children know that their support is right there if they ever need support, to come and ask, go to ask them whether they need help. That chunk of time that we give the children to choose, they start developing that confidence and independence to make the choices that they need to be making, instead of coming to ask us, can I go play? Can I go play there? They know that they are allowed to play within the confines of the rules that you have made in the environment, and that will free your time, because the child will become more independent. They can play by themselves without needing another person to come and give them the accolades. It is important that we actually create that supportive environment, and the environment may not be in form of the walls, which is also important, but the environment is also your presence. Throwing those words either delays them or encourages them. Using positive words if they ever come to you, to ask, or if you see they're done playing and they decided to clean up, you can actually describe positive reinforcement. Again, in this video, I said sometimes those good job things don't work, but describing the action the child has taken, the process of it, helps the child know, oh, that decision I made makes sense. For example, when the child clean up using different ways, you can go and say, I noticed that you categorize the toys small or big. You made it so much easier for you to clean up. You must be so proud of yourself. That way you're not taking from them. Neither are you giving accolades in a flattered way that the child feels, I don't want to do this anymore. The other one we can do is supportive environment. Give them ample materials and ample time so that they can be able to self-regulate on how much time that they need. We really disregard the children when they're doing their work by honestly telling them abruptly, clean up, let's go. Giving them that time frame of how things are supposed to be done will help them regulate themselves within that framework of time, so that they can start cleaning up, for example, if the next moment you're moving out or you're doing another activity that you need the child to be present. The other one is one of the greatest. Back up patience. It requires a lot of patience, it requires a lot of tolerance, it requires a lot of open-mindedness, because children will do exactly opposite that we think they should, and many times we end up giving them a bad choice and a good choice, hoping that they will choose the good choice. So creating time, pack up the patience, and be as tolerant as you can. Let me mention this. We should never force independence. We should never tell the child, by now you should be able to do this. Our job is to teach, to coach, and to rehearse and to repeat again until they master the skill. If it is really allowing that child to be independent, we need to make those materials as much as available for them as we can, so that they can master the skill of being independent, making independent choices, and living with consequences of those choices, allowing them to experience the natural consequences of their choice. By doing that, we will free your time. I have done that as an educator. when my children were growing up. As soon as I discovered this, I started practicing. In fact, by doing that, you're also enhancing the conversation. You can hear where they are and what bothers them without necessarily coercing them. It really drives the conversation. Why does it matter? These are the things that we are trying to chase through when the child is in second grade, third grade, when they are in middle school, and we are trying now to give them the independence, and they don't know what to do with that independence because we are competing against technology. Technology is making things easier and easier, taking the practical part, and I think for me it is the most important thing. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to subscribe. Let me know what you think. See you in the next video.